against you. But this is a classic case where our listeners and their friends can influence this by insisting their elected officials support the legislation because it's good for all Americans. Isn't this the classic case when that ought to work?
This is the case. And I know people at home are saying my congressman never listens to me, or they're saying I'm a conservative and she's a liberal and she wouldn't ever respond to me. I'll tell you what. These congressmen, more than anything, they desperately want to get reelected. And when they're staring down hungry constituents, when they have to watch on the news animals being slaughtered, when they've got farmers going broke, now you have leverage, and the general public has leverage here. And I would encourage you not to send an email, not to write a letter. I don't even care if you've got the best penmanship in the world. Don't write a letter. Certainly don't send a fax. What you need to do, and this is easier than even any of those things that I mentioned, pick up the phone and make 3 phone calls. Don't make 4 phone calls. Don't make 2 phone calls. Make 3 phone calls. Everybody listening to your show has 3 people to contact in Washington, D.C. They all have 2 U.S. senators. Both of those U.S. senators work for you, and you all have 1 U.S. representative. That U.S. representative works for you. Do not bother calling anybody else. If they take your call, they're not even going to write it down, the staffer that takes it, because those other ones don't work for you. And I know you say, yeah, but what they do affects me, so they should listen to me. Well, good luck with that. They're not going to listen to you. But the 3 that will are your 2 U.S. senators and your 1 U.S. representative. Call them. Don't at them on Twitter. That does not count as constituent feedback, okay? Don't make a Facebook comment. Pick up the phone and call them. That's my advice. I've been on the floor of the House of Representatives when people turn to me and say, how are you voting on this? And I say, well, I see the pluses, I see the minuses. And they say, well, I got 100 phone calls against this bill. I'm not voting for it. Or I got, 50 phone calls for this bill. I'm going to vote for it. It's literally tens of phone calls make a difference. It doesn't take thousands.
I would suggest also, if you want something a bit more graphic, just take those 3 elected officials of yours and mail to them, even Federal Express, a hamburger bun with no hamburger in it and say, you're my elected official. Put a hamburger between these 2 pieces of the bun. They'll get the message. So I think that might be more effective, Thomas, and quite
beef?
Graphic and visual.
Yeah, where's the beef? Pass the Prime Act. Yeah.
Where's the beef? Perfect.
This right on a little sheet of paper and stick it between the buns. Where's the beef? Pass the Prime Act. I love your idea.
See that? I have a future in politics, Thomas.